In this video, we're going to talk about the vegan diet and whether or not it's healthier than all the other diets out there. We're going to talk about the claims that eating too much processed meat increases your chances of getting cancer. Yeah, and why are vegans healthier than most other people? Coming up in this video.
It's definitely not healthier for your smell.
Mike's been infested with flies here.
Yeah.
If Mike was vegan, would he kill flies? Do vegans kill flies and wasps and that?
I don't know, do they?
Like if they lived in, if in their room they had an infestation of wasps, what would they do with the nest? Just keep it? Nice.
Live with it in harmony. They probably adopt a few of them as their children.
Yeah.
That's what you get, isn't it? When you fucking become vegan, you get a dreadlock wig, a fucking hemp skirt.
And you get the broccoli stench.
Yeah, stink of soil, mate, they do. Half of them. You must also have at least 10 piercings, although I know I've got plenty.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're halfway through.
But they all come with them, don't they? They've all got their nose pierced, they've all got their tongue pierced.
Yeah, most of them got tattoos as well.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Eyebrows.
Probably it's more like a Chinese symbol or like the yin and yang logo.
Spirit.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Nah, mate. You're just a dickhead. It is 67% more likely that you will be a dickhead if you're vegan. I've never met a sound one. No offence if you are a sound vegan, but you're probably not.
I do it for the animal welfare. If you like animals so much, why are you eating their food?
Yeah, and why are you killing plants? Adopting a more plant-based approach is probably better. Like we talked about the cancer, the colorectal cancer. It's like it increases your chances of getting colorectal cancer from eating, processed red meat by like 20%. But that makes it sound like shit. I've got an over 20% chance of me getting cancer. Well, no, because it's a 20% increase from the risk already. Yeah. And the risk already of you getting colorectal cancer is something in the realms of like 0.13 or something really low. So actually 20% on top of that is like 0.14. Processed meat eaters, they're going to be getting that from junk food, so they're probably less likely to be health seeking, so they might be more likely to be overweight. They're also more likely to smoke, and they're also more likely to drink as well. So which then is it? Where do you narrow it down?
And the other thing as well is there are also socioeconomic factors that come into that. So those people are also more likely to maybe wouldn't go to the gym, they wouldn't prioritise sports, they wouldn't prioritise all these other things. So they probably are more inactive. And when you start looking at all those variables, actually it's probably nothing to do with the vegan diet and more to do with all those other factors combined that then lead to those people as well. Like, let's not forget the gene pool then going on from generation to generation.
The Jeremy Kyle gene pool.
Yeah. It's not just about that family there in that time, it's about the next generation of them are going to be more unhealthy.
Do you want to eat out? Yeah, where should we go? Well, there's a couple of vegan restaurants in London. Well, failing that then we can go to the local field and just graze, I suppose. But they have all those meat substitutes as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes just like real meat. It doesn't.
How do you know?
It tastes more like man meat. So Dan tells me.
Do vegans spit or swallow?
Animal produce.
Yeah, animal produce. So what? They just put it in their hair.
Yeah, probably do.
Dreadlocks.
It does. Yeah, I bet it does. Yeah. Oh, it's natural. It's literally. I'm going to give up everything that's enjoyable. So meat, enjoyable. Everything with eggs in, cakes, brilliant. Can't have that either. Cheese, pretty enjoyable. Nah, can't do that. Chocolate, nah, no milk. So brilliant. What's left?
Sweet corn.
Fucking sweet corn. What do they have when they're drunk? Like, do you know on a night out when we're like, oh, I really fancy, a kebab, or I fancy fucking a pizza or whatever. Because they can't have that. What do they have? Can't wait to get home from my cabbage. I've never been dying for a raw onion, ever.
No, never.
Should we do a challenge where we eat raw onion?
Let's do it. Vegans, they always go like, vegan sausages. No, sausages are made of meat. You can't, it's just a vegan stick.
Yeah.
Why call it a sausage? And like, pulled pork substitute, well, it's not, is it?
Yeah.
It's not, is it? It's just pulled cabbage.
Yeah.
Just call it pulled cabbage, love.
Yeah.
And that's what really annoys me, is they try and make these like foods that substitutes. It's like, if you're that against it, don't support the name of it.
Yeah.
Just eat raw veg.
Yeah.
Don't try and make it out to be some sort of meat. And try and get other people to follow your cult. No one's joining it.
No one's joining it. I want you to name one vegan who isn't a twat. The ones I've ever met are more annoying than genital warts.
If you come across a vegan CrossFitter, what do they tell you about first? Oh, hi, I'm Tony, I'm vegan. It's like, oh, fuck it.
Brilliant. Tony is a bloke with no shins, isn't he? Hey! Dad joke.
Increased risk of colon cancer. Your risk of colon cancer goes up 20%. Tell you what also probably increases it, love, is shoving that cucumber up your ass. Stop doing that as well if I was you.
It's not hygienic either.
Yeah, don't go and eat it afterwards, just because you give it a bit of a wash. The thing with vegans, of course, is they eat loads of veg, which means the farmers have to make more of it. which means they have to grow more, which means they use more pesticides, which kill animals.
Yeah.
And they stop them from eating the plants and the food. So vegans, by definition, are creating more death, causing more harm to more animals than they could possibly know. Because there's far more insects than there are mammals, for example.
Ooh.
And that's the thing.
Strike a chord, that.
Logical though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They're all well and good. They don't mind going, oh, save that cow. If they came face to face with a fucking rattlesnake, I bet they'd kill it. No, you can eat me. You can eat me because I don't want to cause you any pain.
Stroke it.
If you were locked in a room, millions of wasps, you're telling me if you had 3 cans of Raid, you wouldn't fucking use them?
Oh, I'd be all over that shit. Of course they would.
They would. So, actually, their moral argument is...
flawed.
It's flawed. It is flawed.
It is, yeah.
It is. So there you go, vegans. Shove it up your ass.
Yeah, not the cucumber.
Not the cucumber. You do that enough.
But we're the only animal that drinks milk past birth. And we're the only animal that drives. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to drive. We're the only animal that uses a phone. Like, you don't see any cows using phones. It's fucking completely different.
That pigeon over there's pecking on the keyboard. Yeah.
We do a lot of things that animals don't. Have you ever seen a fucking weasel water skiing? No. You ever seen a dolphin playing tennis? No. So yeah, whilst it is true that obviously many of us would be better with a higher plant-based diet because you're going to get more fibre, you're going to get more vitamins and minerals. So there is that portion of it as well. But then there's also the reality that the vegans and vegetarians tend to be vitamin deficient because they're not getting certain nutrients from meat and dairy, what that provides, right? So for example, like if we ever have a vegan or vegetarian client, then they've got a supplement with like B vitamins.
Yep.
So you can't argue the fact that it's so good when you're then having to supplement extra on top of that. And if the only reason you're doing it is for health and not ethical reasons, then it's backwards.
It's wrong.
You shouldn't be doing it for that reason because it's not providing any extra health benefits. It's making it harder, like Dan says, to get complete protein sources. It's making it harder to get certain vitamins and minerals. It's making your life harder in terms of social situations. For no benefit. For no benefit. Just to back up our claims, because in case some keyboard warriors out there, you
can read,
stinking of soil. I've pulled up this study from the Annual Review of Public Health, and it's a huge meta-analysis that looked at the optimal diet and whether there was one. So within that, the vegan diet was touched upon. So let me just read you through a few extracts. A vegan diet excludes all animal products, notably dairy, eggs and meats. Okay, brilliant.
Sounds boring.
As with almost every other dietary approach, vegan eating can be done well or badly. Vegans in general tend to be especially mindful eaters and often adhere to a dietary pattern for reasons including, but not limited to, personal health. So basically, that is exactly what we're saying. It's just backed us up. So it's like this is evidence based, right? This isn't just a vegan going like talking shit, basically. Veganism in free living populations tends to be associated with particular health consciousness. Intervention trials of vegan diets are limited to those willing to be assigned to such a diet for a span of weeks, months, or years. Given such constraints, data from intervention trials that are related to a direct comparison of vegan diets with various other dietary patterns that are defended from bias and that examine long-term health effects are essentially non-existent.
Essentially what that's saying there is that basically if you put someone on a diet for 40 weeks and they haven't chosen to be on the vegan diet, they're probably going to sneak in some chocolate, some milk, some meat maybe at a barbecue or whatever. They're not going to stick religiously to it because they've not got the strong personal bias associated with that diet. So essentially it's hard to compare the vegan diet with other diets, especially for calorie controlled one as well, because that's what you really need. You'd have to protein match it and calorie control it to kind of understand really what was going on from a health point of view. It's hard for someone to stick to that diet because they've got no real reason to, other than just a scientific study, which to be honest isn't a big enough draw for people to stick to a diet for 40 odd weeks, especially if they don't enjoy it.
So then the closing line, I suppose, just nails it, because anytime you usually say that something isn't better, people tend to strawman you, which means, for example, if I said the vegan diet isn't any better for health, then a person might rebut that by going, what, so all you eat is processed meat? No. This does not argue against vegan diets, which we're not, but it does argue against overstating the basis for them in evidence related to human health outcomes. So it's not that we are arguing against a vegan diet, but we are arguing against overstating the benefits that it causes towards human health outcomes.
end it there, basically. That's it. That's exactly what we would say. And I think it's one of those things, though, the vegan diet, if you do it for the ethical reasons, you're a better human than me, fair play to you. And most people who do it for those reasons as well don't try and force on other people, and they don't overstate those benefits. They do it for that reason alone.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this video,
well, of course you enjoyed it.
Yeah, give it a thumbs up.
Hit the thumbs up and leave a comment below if the best bit or the funniest bit or the best joke.
And if you know any vegans, send them this. Like, it might wind them up a little bit, but
as long as it makes people think, that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
And let us know any other topics you want us to cover. Leave them down below.
Yeah.
But until next time, guys, go eat some sweet corn before bed.
Yeah, make sure you eat your veg. Not cucumber though. That probably smells a bit.
Don't use that cucumber because I used it.
No, it's fucking right mess.
Your face is a right mess.
Brilliant.
Body.
If you've got cancer.
Wow.
It does look as though you're going through chemo.
Brilliant.
Maybe take up the vegan diet, mate. Might want to try it. Nothing else is working, is it?
Nothing else has worked, you're right. No. You need to get pest control in. I'm not even joking.
Do you reckon?
Well, the amount it's probably cost you in raid.